Hello, my name's Amanda and this is my first video on my channel called Mum Rah. I've got two other YouTube channels. On one of them I talk about makeup and superficial things like that, and on the other one is a couple of my own films and songs which you can watch by clicking on the links below if you would like to. Anyway, the reason I set up this channel was because basically, to cut a long story short, I have been diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis, and I thought it might be useful for me to kind of, I suppose, like vlog. I don't like the word vlog, it's stupid, but anyway, to vlog kind of my feelings about it, a bit about my life, kind of how I cope with it and what's going on with it. And so that's what I'm going to do. So I thought in this first video I'd just talk about kind of how it all came about and how I came to be diagnosed and how I felt about that. And I hope if you guys know someone with RA or you have RA yourself, that you might find it useful to watch the video or tell someone else about the video and stuff, because when I looked on YouTube I didn't find that much info about it really. So here we go. So what happened was, in December 2013 I got a sickness bug, and then about a week later I got a cold, which was really annoying, and as part of the cold I got the kind of weird sinus thing, which became what the doctor said was a sinus infection, and I took antibiotics for the sinus infection, but it just wouldn't go away, and it was there all the time, and it was really annoying, and my sinuses were full of this horrible goo, and I just felt really rubbish and tired and stressed out. Other stuff had happened in my life. So last year I had a breakup, and I've been a single mum now for about just over a year, and at the time I'd been a single mum for kind of 6 months, and I was, you know, I was just under a bit of stress and strain, I suppose. Yeah, work's really busy. I'm a full-time secondary school teacher, so that's kind of really exhausting, and everything was just going pretty badly for me. So I went to the doctor and I said, I feel terrible, what can I do? And eventually I was signed off work for 2 weeks with a combination of sort of stress and this ongoing sinus infection. At the end of me being signed off work, it was half term, and during half term I remember quite clearly the morning it was. I went out for a meal with Stuart, who was my boyfriend, and my mum, and the next morning I had a really sore foot, and I thought it was where I'd just be walking in high heels and you get kind of a sore ball of the foot thing, and I was like, oh, that's really annoying. Anyway, it wouldn't go away and it got worse and worse. So I went to the doctor, and the doctor said, oh, it's something called Morton's neuroma, which people who wear high heels get. But I don't really wear high heels that much, and I thought, Anyway, then I got a pain in the other foot, so I thought, okay, this is a bit strange. So I went back to the doctor, and the doctor said, oh, it could be that you've got really loose ligaments and you've got hypermobility, and suddenly they're playing up. And when I was a kid I had like some problems with fallen arches in my feet, but I just didn't understand how that would suddenly happen. And then I started getting pains in my hands as well. And at this point I started freaking out, because my dad had rheumatoid arthritis, and I thought, oh my god, this is it, like I've got some terrible disease and my life's never going to be the same again, and I really panicked. Anyway, eventually after a few more doctor's appointments I got a referral to a rheumatologist at the hospital, and very luckily I was able to see him for my first appointment privately, which is great because it means you kind of jump the NHS queue. Then after you've seen him privately you can go back into the NHS world should you need to, which I did, money wise. So I went to see him, and he basically said to me, he examined me and he said, despite the fact that your blood tests, I forgot to say, the GP had given me blood tests and they'd all come back normal, and he said, oh, it can't be rheumatoid arthritis because you haven't got like any of the positive blood tests for that, and it can't be lupus because you haven't got the positive blood tests for that. So I thought, okay, that's good, I'm glad. Anyway, when I went to the rheumatologist, he said, despite the negative blood tests, I think you have got early rheumatoid arthritis, but I think we can probably get it into remission. And he said, read up about it, and he told me to start taking a drug called methotrexate, which is quite strong, and it can change the course of the disease and kind of slow it down and suppress your immune system, and stop rheumatoid arthritis from kind of developing. So I started to take it. I saw him again, and the second time he said, oh, maybe it isn't rheumatoid arthritis, maybe it will just go away on its own. But he did a blood test called anti-CCP, which is kind of like another test for rheumatoid arthritis, and that's come back positive. So the rheumatoid nurse at the hospital says she's pretty sure that means that it is, well, obviously it is rheumatoid arthritis in its early stages. So that's kind of how I came to be diagnosed, and obviously it was a bit of a blow to me. But yeah, so I think that's where I'm going to kind of leave this first video, but in other videos I'm going to talk about kind of the medication I'm on, how that affects me, how that's made a difference to the rheumatoid arthritis, talk more about kind of the way I feel about it and how it's affected me, and kind of, yeah, stuff like that. So I hope that's helpful, and see you later. Bye.